We move to Anna Miotello, and then we get question for both of you.
Hello everyone, I'm trying now to share my screen. You should be seeing my presentation.
Yes.
Now I put it on the screen. Okay.
Yes.
So, hello everyone. Thanks for having me here today. So my name is Anna Miotello. I'm the I-ALMA Observing Tool Subsystem Scientist working at the ARC at ESO. And today I'm also talking on behalf of Maria Diaz-Trigon, who's the European I-ALMA Program Scientist. And I thank also Nando for the nice introduction, as I will indeed now cover the I-ALMA perspective of this new joint channel between VLT and I-ALMA. So the concept is very similar, but we have one main difference between the joint proposals as seen by VLT or by I-ALMA, meaning that at this very moment, we already have an agreement also with JWST and VLA. So whenever you are submitting a joint proposal where your main facility is I-ALMA, meaning your science is mostly possible thanks to I-ALMA data, then you would be able to request time on 2 or more facilities. And this as a high risk and high gain possibility, as Nando was telling a couple of minutes ago, because of course you also have to justify why your science case really need 2 or more of these facilities. JWST and VLA have already had their call early on in 2023, so we are in a way already in this process. And for VLT, everything will start now in March. What another interesting information for you is that through I-ALMA, so I-ALMA will be able to allocate up to 50 hours of VLT time through this channel. So the perspective I'm now giving you is when I-ALMA is the main observatory. So what does this mean in practice? That this will be the observatory with the highest, with the longest observing time requested. And I-ALMA has 2 arrays, the 12-meter array and the 7-meter array. So depending on whether your proposal contains 12-meter data, this time will be calculated only on the 12-meter array. If instead it's an ACA alone proposal, so only the 7-meter array plus the total power, then the time will be calculated on the 7-meter array. And since we are doing it through the I-ALMA channel, then PIs should use the I-ALMA observing tool that you can find at this link, which is the tool we use for submitting I-ALMA proposals. And when you will open it, if you are used to it, you will see that in the main proposal session of the OT, you will have a window called Joint Proposal, where you will be asked if yours is indeed a joint proposal. So you should click yes. And then you should also decide which type this proposal is. From the I-ALMA perspective, if I click main, it means that the main facility is I-ALMA. The partner case is exactly the one that Nando was explaining you before. So where, for example, most of the time is requested through VLT, then your proposal is accepted, and you are requested to also submit the counterpart to I-ALMA, then you would be clicking partner. For now, I just focus on the case in which I-ALMA is the main observatory. At this point, you can add here, using this button, any other partner proposal, VLT and or JWST and or VLA. And when you add one of these observatory, you will be requested to enter the time you want to request through the VLT. DOT will validate for this requested time against the I-ALMA requested time and file a validation error in case this is bigger. So I-ALMA will, in the case of main proposal, will need to have the longer integration time. The question is, how do you know how much time you want to request on the VLT? For that, you're expected to use the ISO exposure time calculator that you can find at this link. So using this tool, you will be able to express your requested time. And once you've inserted that, you will also see that you have text box where you will be expected to provide some technical justification for the time requested on the VLT. In our case, we don't have templates, it's just a text box, so this should be inputted directly here. And just to give you some information on exactly the type of information VLT request for doing technical assessment, I provide here a list. This slide will, as said before, we will then put on the ISO pages so that you can go and look into these details. So you'll be asked to say, for example, the number and type of targets you're observing, their apparent magnitude, the instrumental modes that you're requesting, constraints on lunar phase, sky transparency and seeing, if it's a monitoring project, for example, if there is any time critical aspects, the justification for the total observing time that you have calculated using the ATC, and you're also suggested to specify the ATC version you're using, and if you have any special calibration request. Any other notes that you think are relevant can also be added to the justification. As Nando also mentioned before, only service mode observation are offered through this channel, also if you apply through I-ALMA. What you could ask yourself now is how is this going to work in terms of timelines? So since this is an I-ALMA proposal, you need to submit it for cycle 10, and we have the deadline for submission the 10th of May 2023. Once this is submitted, your proposal will go for a first technical assessment to VLT, and technical feasibility will be done, checking for scheduling, feasibility, observing constraints, and so on. If this technical feasibility is passed, then the proposal can go through scientific review through the DPR, if this is a regular program. If this instead is an I-ALMA large program, so if you're applying through I-ALMA, you are even allowed to create an I-ALMA large program where also VLT is needed, and this will go through the panel review. Upon acceptance, which in our case means if the proposal is either A ranked or B ranked, PIs will be requested to submit the project also through ISO with the ISO submission tool that we heard about before, and here is the link. The user then will proceed also to prepare the phase 2 observing blocks, and this will go through a technical assessment. Once the OBs have been prepared, then the project will directly enter the ISO queue, and they will be A ranked. Just a warning here, projects that during the OB preparation should result to have a larger requested time than what was filled in the technical justification on the I-ALMA observing tool could be subject to rejection because of any technical grounds that the ISO would see. So we really suggest you to use the ISO tool for determining the requested time. And with that, I'm finished.
Thank you very much, Anna.